So, you guys, this video is going to be about my views of Robert Smith from The Cure. Now, you may or may not remember, I've done videos on countless celebrities. I've done one on Trisha Paytas, several on Michael Jackson, um, one on Lisa Marie Presley and Mama June. This one is specifically going to talk about Robert Smith of The Cure. I got introduced to Robert Smith via MTV or VH1, one of the music channels, late 1989. I was about 2.5, 3 years old, and I was watching the Love Song video that they did, and I was creeped out by his appearance because I had never seen a person like this, and I didn't know what to think of his appearance, so I just kind of pushed it away. Waited a couple years to be reintroduced to The Cure. This was 2005, 2006. Took interest in it. Of course, I couldn't take interest in foster care because their whole thing is, oh, if a gothic, this person's gothic or has anything to do with wearing black or wearing makeup. It's evil. So you know, I didn't pay attention to it back then. But when I got back home, I got reemerged into Robert Smith, the whole look and the persona and all that, how he presented himself to the public. I loved it. I loved it. I think he's wonderful, and I'm glad that he's back now with the Churches. Their single on How Not to Drown. It is, people say it's Paramore with synths, but if you listen to the sound, the production of the sound, you can hear traces of the Cure's legendary sound in there. You hear Robert's vocals. Robert has maintained his voice for several years since they first started. He sounds exactly the same, even though he's aged. He's gotten up there in age. He's doing what he loves, and I'm just trying to take it all in because I don't know when Robert would say at some point in time. We know when he's going to say this. We don't know if he's going to say anything. He could say, I physically can't tour anymore. My body can't take this. I'm getting up there in age. I would like to step away, or vice versa, or whatever he decides to do or say. I noticed that some fans are getting pushy because they want the Cure album out. Well, all Robert has to do is put his vocals on there. They've done the instrumental and the build up and the lyrics, but all Robert has to do is put his vocals on there. That's all that's left. And besides his 2 Cure albums, he wants to do his solo work that's away from the Cure, which is understandable. I would like to see what he has in store. I kind of keep tabs on him, kind of don't. I don't want to get too obsessive because at one point it did get real bad. So I don't want to go down that path again, but I'm glad he's back. He's been in this business 40 years. He's done countless albums with The Cure, countless tours, album. Now I much prefer him over Marilyn Manson because we don't hear about Robert getting in trouble with the law or doing something stupid and it getting in the news. We don't hear him disrespecting women. We don't see him disrespecting women. Yes, he is outspoken, and that's what I love about him. But he's not. Marilyn Manson and Robert Smith are two completely different people. The era I grew up in was simply The Cure and Human League and Thompson Twins and Soft Cell. This early 2000s, late 90s, it was Marilyn Manson. We are not the same. Robert is in a league of his own when it comes to talent and musical lyrics and musical composition. Marilyn Manson is way out there, a little out there. Not It's not my cup of tea. You got Manson fans who say he's the real goth king, but Robert Smith and The Cure made it popular before it was even a thing. The dark black hair, dark eyeliner, eyeshadow, bright red lipstick, pale complexion. That was what goth was when I was growing up in the 80s and to the 90s. That was what goth was. Yes, there's The Cure and there's others that are goth, but I'm most familiar with Robert Smith and The Cure. I could care less about Marilyn Manson. He's not a very good person. Yes, he's an artist, but his behavior towards women is disgusting, and I hope he gets help because he needs it. There's something going on with him internally, mentally, emotionally, whatever it is. He has not faced it. Now that he's, a celebrity, he thinks he can get with it. But the whole world now sees, the other side of him, not just the artist. Robert Smith hasn't done anything like that to anyone. He's had his views of the Smiths, the other band that was popular besides The Cure. But he's very vocal, very outspoken. Um, doesn't like, I mean, he does music. He loves to make music, but he doesn't really like the whole thing is now. Back then, you had talent. You wrote your own lyrics. You created your own sound. Now we have people that are young teenagers making babies and saying it's okay to get pregnant before you finish high school, and before you you know Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, all of that. It's just pathetic. And now we have singing competitions like American Idol and The Voice, whereas before that we didn't have that. If you had talent, you made your album, you wrote your lyrics, you composed your music. If you felt it was good enough, you would release it. The record company would say, "Well, here's what we want you to do. Here's what songs we're going to release as singles, and if they do good, then they'll hit number one. If not, you try." Now you go on a singing competition show or The Voice, and you become famous or you don't. You know, like I said, I love Robert, love the band, and I'm glad he's back. I'm just trying to take it all in before he says, "Hey, I can't do it anymore. I'm tired. I need a break. I want to be with my family and enjoy my life." I'm trying to take it all in, and I wish that mine and my sister's dad was here to see Robert come back and present his, collaborations to everyone, because my dad knew that I loved The Cure. We had a get together, him and I. We went to the bar a couple years before he passed. We went to the bar and he said, "What do you want to listen to?" I much rather you listen to The Cure versus Marilyn Manson. If you were to listen to Marilyn Manson, I'd probably kill myself. Not physically, but he couldn't stand Marilyn Manson. He preferred Robert Williams. So I'm glad Robert and The Cure have been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I felt it was late, better late than never, but to me it should have been done sooner. But it is what it is, and I'm glad Michael's baby sister has been inducted as well. Um, I I'm glad that he's back. I'm glad that he's still here and he enjoys doing festivals and performing for people. I'm just trying to take it all in before he says, "I can't do it no more." Thanks, Robert, for making my childhood somewhat bearable, along with my teenage years, because it was utter hell. Um, I appreciate you and the band so much, and I'm glad that you're back. We all love you, and we're happy that you got inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Keep up the great work. We all love you, Robert. All right. Sorry that this is so short. I wanted to get this done before I go to sleep. because it's almost 2 a.m. and I haven't slept yet. So, alright. Thanks. Bye.